guys? Welcome back to the Meltdown podcast, episode number 2.
Dos.
Today we have to my other right, my co-host.
It's me. It's Leo the King, General Manager. How you doing?
Good. And then we have through the middle of us, the one and only epic prodigy of the world.
Prodigy of the world. Epic prodigy of the world.
The best streamer on Twitch in North America, LarryFishBurger.
I felt like there was shade there.
You're contained to one region only.
He said North America. I'm worldwide. I'm an island boy.
Oh.
Okay? Literally, my family, my people come from islands. I'm from the Azores. I'm literally an island boy.
Well, welcome to the podcast, dude.
It's good to be here. They flew me out to Las Vegas strictly for this podcast and nothing else.
Nothing else.
That's it.
Exclusively for the podcast.
We didn't have any other content planned out besides this podcast.
Nope.
We flew them out and said, you know what? We just want to hear about your life.
Okay. Well, here we go, right?
Let's go.
Let's hear about mi vida.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
All right. So I guess so finding information for this episode was a little difficult.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what can I say?
You are an elusive man. But I was still able to find some stuff out about you.
Okay.
So let's kind of dig into now. This is all going to be about your gaming career.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So nothing besides that.
Fair enough. I mean, you can get to know me, you know.
Not yet.
Well, okay, before we start, who are you today, bro?
Who am I today?
Yep.
Gloria Estefan. No, I mean, I'm LarryFishBurger. I mean, that's it. There's no. This is the thing. Like, okay, so everybody, like most people know, or if you don't know, my real name, I won't say my last name, but my real name is Josh. But everybody knows me as LarryFishBurger because that's who I am on Twitch. That's who I am online. But the thing is like, I don't think that changes like who you see on camera. Like the name doesn't change the person. You know what I mean? So, yeah, my name is LarryFishBurger online, but the person that you're seeing, Larry, the Larry that you know that's it. Like, the name is a name. That's just a sign in front of the store. But the reason that you come to the store is the person inside. So that's it. I am Larry. To some people, I'm Josh. You know, some people I'm Daddy, whatever. I don't know.
Some people Poppy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Early, aren't we?
So, no, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm a father. I have a 6-month-old, you know?
Father to me.
In his dreams. But the point is when people are like, your name's not LarryFishBurger? That's not your real name? No, my government name is not LarryFishBurger. But the person that you know as LarryFishBurger is the same person that you see behind the screen, the same person that when the cameras are off, that's Larry Dad Burger, Larry Husband Burger, Larry Family Burger. It's
Larry
all the same
Milf
shit.
Burger.
MILF?
Or DILF.
Thank you, at least.
DILF.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Sorry,
okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay, DILF burger. So yeah, it's nothing to do with. I'm just, I have a family. I'm very private because I want to make sure that everybody's safe and protected. So,
okay,
and that's understandable.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start it off like, why FishBurger?
Why FishBurger?
I want to hear this story.
So, like, basically, how did I get my name?
Yeah, how did you get your name?
Okay, so you guys are this is when I tell my name story, it's a 50-50 coin toss. Have you guys ever seen the show Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav?
Yes.
No.
You? No?
Maybe wait, actually yes. Maybe.
But do you know who Flavor Flav is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a reality dating show.
Yeah.
He had 2 seasons of it.
Okay.
Do you remember there's a crazy woman named New York on the show?
I don't remember specifics.
I
She
don't
was
remember.
an iconic feature on the
Okay,
show.
my bad.
But she went on to later have her own show called I Love New York. And in season 2, there was a gentleman on there who had a very funny scene in an episode. So I'm just going to break the shit down. And then at some point, maybe they can play a clip on this in the editing over the YouTube video, whatever. But there's a really wealthy man on the show who orders flowers to her house to give to New York because he's trying to win over her heart. Now, when the flowers arrive, it goes to this guy who did not order the flowers, and he takes the card out and he claims that he gives the flowers to her. So the gentleman who actually ordered the flowers says, well, he starts questioning him, like, how did you get the flowers? How did you get the address for the house? And he goes, my boy, LarryFishBurger, right? LarryFishBurger, keyword, okay?
Yes.
And they're like, who? You talking about the actor Lawrence Fishburne? And he goes, nah, my boy, Larry Fishburne. And I was in like 7th grade at the time, and I thought that was like the funniest effing thing I've ever heard. So like later, I think like a couple months later, I got a PlayStation 3. And when I needed to make an online name, I thought Larry Fishburne would be a funny name. Now, fast forward to Twitch streaming, and like I wanted to actually have a brand. And if you Google Larry Fishburne, the first thing that's going to come up is Morpheus. You know what I mean? Like So I wanted it to be, so if you were to look me up, you were to Google me, it would be me that came up. So I had like a whole list of like Larry Fish this, Larry Fish that, and LarryFishBurger sounded funny. It sounded like something I could build a brand around, especially because like for me, I'm not like the greatest gamer in the world. For me, my content is entertainment. So I figured what better than it's a funny name that people will remember. So that's how LarryFishBurger was born, from a reality TV show from like 2007.
I figured it had something to do with Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, oddly enough. But it's funny. It has something to do with Lawrence Fishburne and also has nothing to do with Lawrence Fishburne at the same time. So, yeah.
So you're telling me you didn't go through a McDonald's drive-thru?
No.
And you're like, this sounds good right now. A fish fillet.
No.
A fish burger,
No.
bro. You didn't do that.
No, I'm not
You
even
like
a
fish
big...
burgers?
I like fish fillets, but like I'm not even a fan of like seafood. Like I'm not a big fish guy at all. Like I don't... Like I like tuna fish, but like I don't like seafood much. Like I don't like fish and chips, none of that shit. I like a fish fillet. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice sandwich. But I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, damn, I got a hankering for a fish fillet right now. You know what I mean? So sorry if this crucifies a future McDonald's sponsorship. But, I love you guys. Love your fries. Fish fillet is solid.
So
But,
do you like tartar sauce?
Yeah, actually, tartar sauce and fries is dope. If you guys have had like fries and tartar sauce, beautiful. It's delicious. It's actually very good. I'm not joking.
How does that taste, bro?
It's good. It's got a little tang to it.
Like the gravy fries earlier? Like the gravy fries?
That shit was good. Hey, Fuku Burger hits hard.
By the way, you can feel free to uncensor yourself if you feel. The need
Well, I mean,
to.
I don't know how, I definitely don't.
yeah,
that's
we
what
can't
I'm saying,
fucking
guys.
cuss stuff.
I'm trying to get you guys some, some sponsorships
This
for this.
is our podcast.
Fair enough. I'm trying to be respectful,
Understandable. So that kind of covers the broader question of why, Larry
Who's the what's the where's the when's the whys.
the origin story
Of
the man, the myth, the legend himself. So, like I said, I kind of wanted to go all the way back to kind of your early days. Before Twitch streaming.
Okay.
So, from what I gather, your earliest console was the first PlayStation. Is that correct? Or
Well, my earliest, it goes earlier than that, 100%.
Yeah.
So my first console that I had, I want to say was either Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. That was like mine. But like my gaming on a first console goes way back like to NES. So my uncle, he is like a collector of like things like that. And he had Nintendos at the house. He had Super Nintendos, you name it. And he had like every game. So like granted, NES is technically before me, but he had it. So I would always go upstairs. So basically I come from a Portuguese family. And Portuguese people don't believe in babysitters. So, if my mom or dad had to work, I went to my vovo's house, my grandma's house. And now Portuguese people also don't believe in living apart from each other either, apparently. So Portuguese people where I'm from, they buy multiple family homes, and then one, you got my grandma was in the first floor, my uncle was in the second floor, and my other uncle was in the third floor. So the uncle who collected a lot of these games, the second floor, and if I'm at my grandma's house, I might as well go upstairs and play some video games. And that is kind of where it began. And then my love for video games definitely came from my cousin Chris, who really got me to fall in love with the PlayStation 1. That was my first console that I think I truly was wow, I love this so much. Super Nintendo is very close as well.
What was the first game you played?
First game I've ever played?
Yeah.
I mean, I would venture to guess Super Mario Brothers, if I'm being honest. Either that or Mega Man, one of the two. Sonic is probably a close third, but it's right up there. If I had to, this is going way back, but I want to say it was Super Mario Brothers was my first game for sure. The first game that I loved, really was addicted to, I want to say it was Mega Man 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then again, I started to get my own consoles and started to discover also Toy Story on the Sega Genesis. Wow, primo game, incredible game. Wave, I think it was called Wave Racer on the N64. I was addicted to that too. I could pick a game per console if you wanted me to, but I'm going way off the rails here now. So
it's all right.
So again, from the information that I gathered, you only played PlayStation up until you started streaming. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, I was okay. Listen, I'm sorry for any Xbox fanboys that this upsets. It wasn't like I don't know. Like I guess I had like an allegiance for a while, but I mean, like I just really liked Sony and I liked the exclusives that they were putting out. So, and like we had an Xbox 360 in the house, but it was my brother's, and like it just kept red ringing, and I was like, "This is ass." And my PlayStation was like Old Faithful. That shit never went. You know what I mean? That thing always was working. Like was working. So. Like when I really started hardcore gaming, like it was like I had PS2 and then I went to PS3 and then I went to PS4 and then I eventually started playing on PC. But even now, like the first, like when the next gens came out, I had a choice between Xbox and PS5. I want to get the new Xbox eventually. Now I'm like, I don't give a fuck, honestly now. But PS5 was the first thing I went to. I just kind of had that allegiance, you know, so.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the yellow light of death on the PS3?
The only thing I ever encountered was like, you remember the fat, thick boy PS3s?
Yep.
So I did. I was it the yellow light of death for that? I think so. And then like someone had me wrap it in like a hot towel and like,
bro, let me tell you, that shit worked.
Yeah, I did 100%.
Hey, do you ever had a light?
No,
bro.
None of my PlayStations ever broke.
Listen, when it gets to that, right? You wrap it into a towel, right? Bunch of towels, and you put that air dryer,
something like
into
that.
heat, bro, and you put it in the towels and you just let it go for like hours, bro. And then it fixes it. And then sometimes it didn't, and then you have to go back to the same situation, bro.
It resurrected a couple times. But listen, I had that thick PS3 for a long time, like, and then eventually, like, it did give up, which fair enough. And I got like this. By that time, they had the Slims, and I got a PS3 Slim.
Dude, after performing like life surgery on it multiple times, of course, dude. Just work, please.
Well, I mean, I used to play FIFA on that shit for hours on end. Like, I was a FIFA fiend, you know. That and between that and Call of Duty, like, I was on. Like, I hated school. It's like kids stay in school, do your schoolwork. But I hated school. I hated doing homework. I hated doing assignments. But like I was always good at test taking, so like I never handed in assignments, never did homework. I basically just passed my test, and that would enough to get me by. So I'd get home, and as soon as I got home, it'd be Modern Warfare 2 all night, FIFA all night, whatever whatever the game was at the time. But I would spend all my time doing that. So, and my mom was not very happy about it, but I was passing, so here we are.
Right. Okay. Oh. Sorry.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I had the water, bro. You know when you drink so much water, you're just like, oh. Shit.
Yeah, you feel like a lot of water. Yeah.
You feel the water swishing around inside of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Swishing.
I knew that was going to go somewhere.
That's on him. All I said was, this guy can't contain himself.
There were multiple setups for a joke in that one sentence. I hope you know that.
He says, bro.
I was trying to resonate with his scenario.
Here's the thing about Larry. Larry says shit, and then he expects you to answer without even answering, bro.
What do you mean?
He says like sentences. He says sentences that sets him up on purpose, bro.
I think that you are a filthy man. And I say things that are perfectly innocent, and you turn them in your head into some sort of sinister sexual, I feel like you're a house, you have like a red room or something, bro. Like you have like a sex dungeon or something.
Bro, that doesn't what your VOD say.
He's not denying it.
Your VOD say
you see how he's deflecting? House flipper is a big difference between real life.
That's a video game, bro.
Right. And for content's sake, I make sex rooms in House Flipper. It brings the market value up.
Back to the topic at hand.
For anybody who doesn't know what House Flipper is, it's a game where you go into really shitty houses and you flip it and then like you make money in the game based off of how well you flip the home. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I took a pretty deep dive on your Instagram.
Oh shit!
Deep dive,
dude. Case in point. Thank you. See, my case in point proven.
All right, I'm done.
My argument would hold up in a court of law.
I saw, which was pretty interesting to me, that you went to the St. Pablo tour.
I did. Oh my 2016, God.
And I know you love Kanye. So my questions here are: how was it? Number one, why Kanye? And top 5 favorite artists.
Okay, so when you say why Kanye, like why do I love him so much?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's start with St. Pablo tour. How was it? It was fucking magical. It wasn't a concert, it was an experience. It was an out-of-body experience. It was probably one of the greatest nights of my life. Outside of my wedding and like meeting my daughter, like I think that's a top 3 moment in my life. No bullshit. It was like Kanye. Listen, we can set aside the crazy things that he says, especially politically. We won't get political here, right? You know, whatever he aligns with, like a lot of that, most of the shit that he says, I don't align with. But strictly speaking, as Kanye, the artist, okay? When I say artist, I don't just mean music. He loves a lot of things. But he has such a tremendous mind, and the way that he built a floating fucking stage, okay? Like this man, and this is I'll tell you my biggest regret in life too, and it wasn't even my fault, but so he has a floating stage, and there's no, like the whole floor, mind you, we're in the TD Garden in Boston, and so like this is like the whole floor where like the Celtics and the Bruins play. You are underneath this man, floating above you, like the greatest artist of our time, floating above you, and just everybody's losing their minds. It's ecstasy. Now the thing was, when he first announced his tour, we were at Boston, was one of the first stops, and we had no fucking idea what was going to happen. They just said GA, general admission, which like sometimes gets rowdy, and I'm old. So I was like, okay, let me get some seats, right? And it didn't tell us a stage setup. So like we tried to pick one where we strategically thought we'd be able to see no matter what. So we get there, and mind you, he had just played like Indiana or something like that. I think Indiana was the first day of the tour. And then people were like talking about how the stage was floating, and we're like, holy shit, is he going to do that here? Sure as shit, fucking stage. He comes out, stage is like elevated like this. He gets on, it turns, and it's like, dude, and it's Kanye. He doesn't just start out with a song. He starts out with an entrance, and like the lights are glowing, and he starts floating out. And you're like, is that God or is that Kanye West? It's amazing. So this is my biggest regret. He was coming around for round 2 of the tour. And I told my brothers, I said, we bought tickets for general admission. I said, we're going to be underneath that man. I don't care if I lose a fucking mouthful of teeth in the pit. I am going to be underneath that stage. And dude, it comes closer and closer to the date. We're so hyped. And he has a mental breakdown, like maybe like a week or 2 before the Boston show. And he cancels the second leg of the tour. I have never like been sadder in my life, because like I got to see people experience the underneath Kanye shit. And I can imagine how good it was, but I'll never, ever, ever in my life say that I got to be St. Pablo in the general admission in the pit. Like, and oh man, I will take that with me to my grave. Listen, I know this sounds dramatic as fuck, but I'm a big Ye stan. So
no, I can imagine it.
It's pain, bro. It's like that's like, dude, like that's like, what do they call it? Like your magnum opus or whatever. Like that's like the highest peak you can get right there. Like as a Kanye fan, like to be in that concert and that tour, which at the time too, we weren't sure how many tours he might have, because he hasn't toured since, and who knows if he ever will. So to get to do that and to be in the pit, man, just thinking about it's got me fucked up, bro.
So why Kanye?
Okay, so the reason why I love Ye, I'm trying to call him Ye now too, because he's formerly known as Kanye West. He goes by Ye now. But there's a lot of reasons. I've been listening to Kanye, I've been listening to Ye since I was in 4th grade. And College Dropout came out right around 4th or 5th grade for me. And my cousin has a big music influence for me. And he introduced me to a lot of hip hop, like Nas and all that stuff. And he introduced me to College Dropout. And I had never heard music like that before. Like as a 4th grade, 5th grade kid, like I'd heard everything, right? Like I especially was into like punk rock, like Good Charlotte and shit at the time. And again, like my cousin's just introducing me to shit like Nas and like Biggie and Puff. And then here comes this guy, Kanye West, and he's using samples that are like out of this world and just everything. Especially I heard Jesus Walks, and that song to me is probably one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. And I had that song playing on repeat over and over. I think I almost broke the CD because of how many times I played just that song. And that sold me from a very young point. And the thing is with Ye, every single album, you're getting a completely different experience. You're not getting like, if you were to play his albums in chronological order, you're getting something vastly different each time. And he sets the tone, he sets the bar for the industry. And lastly, for me, as wild as the shit that he says is, like, I really admire his confidence. I do. And, and he's somebody that, as crazy as he says shit, like he also, he tells people like, you have to be confident. and you have to be yourself. You have to chase what you believe in, and whatever, even whether I agree with him or not, he says what the fuck he believes in, and he does what the fuck he believes he can do. And like, you know, we're talking about a man who was $50-60 million in debt, you know, just what, 5-6 years ago, and now he's worth $9 billion. And he told everybody, he's like, listen, I'm the next Disney, I'm the next Steve Jobs. And as crazy as it is, the motherfucker did it, you know? And for me, that gives me confidence. And as crazy as it sounds, Kanye West gave me my confidence. He gave me my swagger. If I was to see him today, I would go up to him and I would say, thank you, because you gave me my confidence, you know? And I don't care who sees this and cringes or says it's corny. I fucking love Ye for that. I don't agree with a lot of the shit that he says, but at least he stands by it, and I admire that. You know, I might adamantly agree with some of the shit. I might vehemently disagree with a lot of the shit, but at the end of the day, he stands firm in his beliefs, and I believe everybody should do that. So I respect him for that.
That's good, dude.
But he's fucking crazy.
So, top 5 artists
of all time?
If you can't pick top 5,
Can't just be hip hop? Or it could be everything.
Anything.
In order or no order?
No order. Unless you want to put.
Well, obviously, we know Ye's up there. So I love Ye. I love his. There's not a song for me or an artist or an album that doesn't hit.
Donda.
Donda. I'm going to say this right now. Donda might be his best album ever.
Did you see?
He's come out with the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that. I was very happy. So I'm excited for that to come out. So Ye, obviously. Now, listen, obviously there's been some recent controversy, but this doesn't change the music. Travis Scott is tremendous as an artist. I think that his music, for me, especially because he's inspired so much by Ye, I think that Travis makes really good music. I got to see him in Connecticut, and you know, this wasn't like a festival, it was an actual concert, and it was a great show he put on. He's another showman. He does really, his stage design is something that I think is huge for concerts and not a lot of people talk about. And the thing is, when you go to a concert, you really don't just want to go for music. You want to go for an experience. And he does a good job of that, obviously, outside of what recent events happened, which is pretty sad and tragic. But he is an artist that I really do love his music. I was on the wall with Kid Cudi for a while, but for me, I think Cudi makes it. But the thing is, it's so hard to pick a top 5 because then I think about 50, you know, and 50 Cent changed the game, bro. 50 Cent's got to be up there. This is, dude, we did a tier list on stream, man, and like we were going, dude, I went back and forth, and I know I'm gonna say 5, and then I'm gonna forget somebody, or someone's gonna see this and be like, how the fuck did you forget Eminem, you piece of shit? You know what I mean? Like, so like this is the thing. So like, remember that my top 5 can change. My top 5 probably changes weekly, but Ye's up there. Travis has got to be up there. We have to, especially if I'm a hip hop guy. I love all music. Not as much country music, but I love all music. But rapping hip hop is my shit. So 50's got to be up there. Man, I had 2 left.
You got 2 left, bro.
3.
2.
Yeah.
2.
No, I know.
We got Trav. I'm not gonna say Cudi yet. Because I love Cudi. But
Travis Scott.
Trav, Ye,
and 50.
Okay.
2 more.
Oh, fuck me, man.
You don't have to choose the other 2.
Yeah, you don't have
I have to, bro. I have to. This is a podcast. Listen, it's probably going to change next week. Ask me this next week, and it might have changed. But, okay, so we got Ye, Trav, 50. I know I'm forgetting people, bro. This is going to be the thing.
Stream's going to get you.
Stream is going to get me.
Hey, you have Exhibit. You have
Exhibit in my top 5?
You don't like Exhibit?
I like Exhibit, and maybe in my top 5 shows about beat up cars, but not in my top 5 artists of all time.
Wait, so who's your next 2? I want to hear.
What did you puff on before you came here?
I want to hear the next 2.
I'm so like,
what's the next 2?
Offended.
What's the next
for
2?
the music industry?
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
See, because now I'm interested in your opinion about this artist, MF Doom.
MF Doom, I don't think I've listened to him enough. That's the thing. I have respect for his music, but like I can't tell you he's top 5 or not because I haven't listened enough to him. And I mean, he passed away. Rest in peace. I do like his stuff, but I can't tell you. It's like I can't tell you that I've sat here and listened to it like I've listened to a lot of these other artists.
Yeah,
so I respect him. Makes good music. Rest in peace. But personal opinion, I think he's a solid artist. So
you have Biggie, bro. You have Tupac.
Biggie and Tupac in my top. They're not in my top 5. They're not. I don't really like Tupac. Andre. There's a lot of Tupac songs that I like, but like I'm not a big fan of like that West Coast style of hip hop. So like same thing with like Ice Cube. Like I love NWA, but they don't make it into like my top 5 or anything like that. Oh man, I'm gonna say Cuddy because I really fuck with Cuddy.
One more.
You got it.
Let's just say rappers. Let's just say hip hop.
Okay.
Hip hop,
Yeah, okay.
right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people that I want to include and I can't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Haven't even gotten to the bread and butter, man.
Burger.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
This is a tough one to answer on the spot. You know what I mean? But
You have to really think about it.
I'm
say
gonna go with
I feel like stream's gonna kill you either way. So just
Post was doing so good for so long. He hasn't put shit out. That's the problem. Like I love Post Malone and he killed it for so long and then he hasn't put shit out.
Post Malone.
I'm gonna say Drake, bro. I'm gonna say Drake. As crazy as it sounds, I know him and Ye beef, but like the dude puts out fucking phenomenal music. We can't. Listen. Here's the thing: is right. You know who wins the most when artists like that beef? We do, the fans.
True.
We don't. You don't have like as much as I love Ye, I don't have to pick a side. You know what I mean? Like we can enjoy an album, we can enjoy both albums without having to pick sides. And both of those albums were great. And Drake puts out phenomenal music. I love Drake. I love Ye. So I'm gonna say Drake. Drake's got to be in there.
The way you talk about like Drake and Ye,
Yeah.
how we the fans get to the best, right?
Yeah.
You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
They're beefing, but we get to experience
Exactly.
music.
We're the winners
So-
when artists beef. We are the real winners.
For mine, it has to be MGK and Eminem, bro, when they were beefing.
Really?
Because I grew up like listening to MGK,
Yeah.
Ugh.
and I grew up listening to Eminem. And when I was younger, I was like, dude, you know, it'd be really dope if they collabed on an album or a song.
I would love to see that
Just-
personally, but
Just like Logic and Eminem collabed.
mhm.
Oh,
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
that was pretty.
So
fire.
I was like, dude, as soon as they started beefing, I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah. well.
Hey, you know, but
Can
Killshot
I-
was a hell of a.
Can I say something controversial?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm going to put it in the title anyways.
thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Eminem hasn't had a good album in a long time. Personally,
Kamikaze?
I didn't think it was that good.
You didn't.
I tried. I listened. I gave it thorough listens. Like I am a firm believer you cannot base any opinion on your music album off your first listen. Sometimes not even off your second listen. And I gave it 3 or 4 tries, and I'm not saying it was bad, but I don't think it was. It didn't knock my socks off.
That's how I felt about Donda.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
how many
shit.
listens?
I listened to it multiple times.
Yeah. Did you turn the lights off? Did you put your phone on Do Not Disturb? Did you really listen?
Hey, you want to know something, bro? You want to know something real controversial?
What?
I don't think Kanye's in the top 5 or belongs in top 5.
I'm okay.
Listen,
I'm gonna
music
have to
is
switch.
opinion. Music is opinion
I'm
based.
gonna have to.
I respect
But-
your
here.
opinion, even though it's wrong.
His opinion is ass.
I'm gonna have to.
Most of your favorite artists today are most likely inspired by Kanye West.
I'm going to
Eminem?
have to
Yeah.
move on here because this
This could turn into a whole
this
argument,
whole-
bro.
this
No
whole
bullshit.
thing can last,
it's
like-
been 30 minutes and we've just talked about music.
this
A
whole
little bit,
thing.
mostly.
Well, I love this. Is the thing is, people don't realize
It
I'm very
really has.
passionate about gaming,
Yes.
but my love for music, people
Okay.
don't realize
Way
it.
more.
I have a
Listen,
huge love for
yeah.
not more, but it's up there.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm going to go to the second
Also,
question.
fuck your opinion. Sorry, love you.
Okay, yeah. Go to the second question.
All right.
I love
so,
that question.
So, all right. Fuck, marry, or kill.
Okay,
Leo, this handsome gentleman over
okay,
here. Gilly,
okay.
the handsome gentleman next to your left.
Yep.
And Hector Fishburger.
I'm killing you.
that was without hesitation.
I'm marrying Hector, and I'm fucking you. But I'm not gonna lie, you're going up on the marrying thing, because I've only known you for a couple days. Sorry, Hecky, I love you, bro. So but I
Leo-
chose you for marrying. So don't get upset.
Leo has been subbed for 2 months, Hector.
So it's based off of subbing. This is how we value people now, based off of money.
you're
It's
not-
all money.
if you don't
doesn't
have-
think Kanye's top
Hey,
5, and it's all about
Hey,
money.
if you don't
my
have a gold
boss.
Fishburger, bro, don't talk to me.
He's
You
my
see what I'm
boss.
saying,
He's my
dude?
boss.
I mean, he's
And-
technically my boss too.
and next
but
month
I
we're
like
gonna
to
have a
think we
platinum
have a very
Fishburger.
open environment.
Listen,
here
if
at
you don't have a
LVI.
platinum Fishburger, don't talk to me.
Okay, look.
Platinum, it's not even platinum.
What
You don't
color
even
is
know
it?
your burgers,
What
bro.
is it?
I-
Diamond.
You're off. You have diamond from a year,
Yeah, okay, diamond.
and then 18 months is ruby.
Okay, if you don't have a diamond Fishburger next to your name in a red cup, don't talk to me.
Well, fuck that guy, right? So
Well, you are killing him, so
listen,
You can't fuck me and
you
kill
want me
me.
to kill Leo?
Why not?
What do you mean? He's been nothing but pleasant to me this entire weekend. And you have just told me that I give you sexual innuendos that never happen. And you said Kanye's not top 5. That made that question so much easier. If you would have at least said he was top 5, I probably would have considered
Okay.
But the fact that you said he's not top 5 made that the easiest answer of all time.
I'm unsubbing today, bro.
You think I could marry or fuck somebody who says Kanye's not top 5?
I'm unsubbing my 6-month monthly plan.
Will we get rid of someone with trash music taste? That'd be a great. It would make my life easier.
We're moving on.
Or your ears are bleeding.
To a different.
My ears are bleeding.
Your ears are bleeding when you listen to Kanye West.
We are moving on to a different.
Leo,
topic.
this guy's fucking delusional.
different-
Drake beat Kanye.
Okay.
To a different passion. Larry, I'm gonna need you
He's
to
trying to
compose
trigger
yourself.
me,
I'm gonna
bro.
need you
It's
to
not gonna
compose
work.
yourself.
I've had this argument. He's trying to trigger me.
TW, trigger warning.
Trigger warning if you're a Kanye fan.
Oh my God! All right,
Moving
next.
on to another passion of yours.
Yeah.
I know you were a huge sneakerhead.
Yeezy suck.
yeah.
You are such a big sneakerhead.
Yeah.
And from what I gathered, you sold a lot of that to start streaming.
Yes,
Holy
yes, I did.
So, okay, so well, obviously you can get into the sneaker collection and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How much was that collection, and what would you say is your most valuable one?
Shit.
Like, even from the ones you sold.
Well, right now I call myself a broke sneakerhead because I'm like a window shopper sneakerhead. So like I admire, but I don't buy because for me I just can't justify it because if I'm going to spend if you're a sneakerhead, it's a very expensive, terrible habit. But I feel like I could spend that money on something that would go back into the stream. I am very, very passionate about streaming and creating content, and I really wanted this to work, and I needed to upgrade my setup to be able to, really full send streaming. So I sold several pairs of Yeezys and retro Air Jordans to get up to because I needed a little over $1,000. I needed close to $2,000 to get monitors. Needed to build a PC, a capture card because I was going to be playing mostly console games and stuff like that. So many things that go into streaming. My collection in total, the thing is sneakers, it's like the stock market. It goes up and down.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a couple $1,000s worth of sneakers. It wasn't my brother is if you saw my brother's probably got a down payment on a house or more in terms of sneakers, which is great because he runs a pretty successful reselling business. But I sold, like I said, almost $2,000 worth of sneakers. Some of my favorite pairs of sneakers that I had to start streaming. And I told myself, this is what I said to myself. I said, when you get to where you want to be, you'll be able to buy any sneaker you want. So, I'm still working towards that goal. But it's something that kind of, it's like a little motivator in the back of your head sometimes when you're having bad days.
What was your most valuable sneaker?
I had a pair of Yeezy 350 V2 Oreos. And I got them for retail. And they never really restocked those or anything like that. And I sold those to my brother for I think $600. And I think he ended up flipping them down the road too because their price kept going up because it was such a good release. It was a great colorway if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And oh God, I miss those sneakers. I'm getting that feeling like I didn't get to be at the Kanye show again. But I miss those sneakers, man. But I think that was probably one of the most valuable I had because even at the time I sold it for $600. I'm pretty sure now it's up to $800, $900 if you have it in good condition. I could be wrong. Listen, if you're a sneakerhead watching this, I'm admiring the sneakerhead culture from afar because again, once you get in, it's hard to get back out, and I just can't do it right now money wise. So.
Right.
Yeah, that was probably my most valuable at the time. Currently, I've got a couple pairs of Yeezys, but he's restocked some of the ones that I have. I've got a couple of old retro Jordans, but none of them are worth more than $200-$300. So nothing. That's still great, but nothing tremendous or anything like that. My brother's got a couple pairs that are $5,000 sneakers. So
for sure,
yeah, my brother Jeffrey he's the plug.
Can I ask it's not the last question, but can I ask the last question of the question series that we have?
Yeah.
So, okay, I've been part of the Nfam community for 16 months now.
Wow.
16 months. It's a long time, right?
Yeah.
I've started watching Nick Merck before I even subbed.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't have the money, whatever.
Yeah, same actually.
Right. So, how did you get involved in the Nfam community?
So I had watched. So I've had a Twitch. My Twitch account's actually almost over 10 years old. So I've been watching Twitch streams for a long time. I just didn't really participate in communities. But I've always loved Call of Duty. So I would use Twitch to basically watch search and destroy streamers and try and kind of mimic what they're doing because I've never been like phenomenal at gaming, so it's just always good to watch the best players. And Nick was always killing it in the S&D scene, so I was watching him for a little bit, and I'd watch all board like a whole bunch of people, and I always thought Nick was pretty funny, but like I never really got into it. And again, I didn't really understand Twitch culture at the time. So I've been watching him for a while, but then eventually, like, he started streaming Fortnite, and I started to like actually like kind of watch and join in the chat, and I started to realize like, like if I want to engage in this stuff, like the best thing to do is sub. And he had like a really cool tournament coming up for Fortnite, and I think it was MFAM scrims, and I was like, you know what? I think I'd like to join these tournaments, and I think I'd like to actually kind of become a part of the community. So I think it was December of 2018. Yeah, because my 3 years coming up. And so I think it was December of 2018. I subbed to him and I wanted to be a part of the community. I said, I want to be a part of these scrims. I want to get to know these people. And it seemed like everybody's having a good time in chat. Like even when he's like just sitting there playing, like the chat's just moving and everybody's having, I think the thing is with MFAM, everybody's having a conversation regardless of like what Nick is doing. Like they're talking to him, he's reading chat, but also people are talking to each other. And like I saw that and I said, this guy's built something really special. This guy's built something that like I would love to build because these people are tight knit. They fuck with each other no matter what. They fuck with Nick no matter what. They have his back. They have each other's backs. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. I want to, I want to see what this is really about. And per usual, they welcome me with open arms. Everybody in that community is tremendous. From top to bottom, literally, from his mods to, his right-hand men that he worked with to people that I interact with on chat, on Twitter, just nonstop love. And like when I have something like something on Twitter, like we were doing like a recent G Fuel thing, it's like I have my community, but the MFAM's also right behind me. And like they were cheering me on and they were liking and retweeting. And it's like when you're a part of something like that, it's like a movement. So that's why I got involved and that's why I stay involved is because they're good people. And I think that they get a bad rap sometimes, which is kind of bullshit, but people only see things one way and they don't see the full story behind things. But MFAM is probably one of the most down to earth and like have your back type of communities. People, you can call it a cult if you want to, but at the end of the day, aren't all communities on Twitch kind of a cult? So, yeah. You know what I mean? There's a leader and there's a lot of followers, but some people use their quote unquote cult for good. Some use it for bad. I think Nick uses it for a lot of good. Yeah. And there's always going to be bad apples in every cult or community, whatever you want to call it. So you can't really base your judgment of a community based off a couple of bad apples who aren't really actually part of the community. They just say they are. Yeah. Nick stands for something I think that is really, really important, and he despite, him being, I think he's arguably, at least we could say he's at least the top 3 streamer on the platform.
I agree.
He doesn't make you feel like he's above you. He doesn't make you feel like he's this big egotistical maniac. Yeah, he has banter and he busts your balls, but he's a down to earth guy and he gives a lot back. I mean, a lot back. I think that he said the MFAM barbecue is $500K and he spent like more than half of that. Yep. And the Christmas giveaway, he gave away $250,000 worth of things. So I could go on and on for days about how I feel about Nick and how I feel about the MFAM. But the thing is like one of my biggest inspirations in this industry is Nick Merckx, and it always will be. And I will always try and do things like he does it because he does it right in my book.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, actually, how like the inspiration you get from Nick into your Twitch.
Well, one of the biggest things with him is he had a tweet one time and he said, chase the vision, not the money. Right. And, sometimes it's easy to get kind of wrapped up in that stuff, especially when you're a full-time streamer. And a lot of the times I have to sit in there and remember what Nick said, chase the vision, not the money. And that's something that really hits home with me, man, because like when you're chasing the vision, you're chasing what's really important. So sometimes when I get a little lost in my way, I remember that tweet. So stuff like that, it continues on he's a down to earth guy. He doesn't make you feel like he's this unreachable, unobtainable thing that's above you. Despite how high he is up on the Twitch food train, So I have a lot of love and respect for Nick. And if you don't believe me, just go to his Twitter and look at his replies and his likes. And you tell me a guy with millions of followers who's that interactive with his community, and maybe go on one of his VODs and look at how much he reads chat. It's something to be admired.
I think you do a really good job with the Mafia, kind of portraying the same vibes that Nick does. Like I've been part of your community since January of this year.
For that.
And
despite me saying that I wanted to kill you, sorry, I love you. It's for the game's sake, not
No, but I've been part of your community in the TARTAR Mafia since January, like something. So it's almost been a full year that I've been part of you guys. And the crazy thing is, even though you became part of the organization,
Mhm.
you always stay true to who you are, you know?
Thank you.
And it's the same exact vibe when you join Nick's chat.
Yeah.
Exact same vibe I get from your chat.
Right.
With, you know, Hector and Fluffy and, you know, Hot Rod and all the other people, you know, like there's so many of them.
And they make you feel welcome. And that's what I wanted because, you know, the thing is, regardless of what size of stream you are, sometimes you're going to be focused on gameplay and what's going on the screen. And you hope that you've built something enough to where people in your chat will welcome people and make them want to be a part of the conversation. And more importantly, a part of something bigger than the conversation, which is the community.
Right.
Because a community, you know, without a community, me and everybody, we're just some random dude or girl behind a screen. You know, but when you have a community, it's just so much more. You have something, you have a foundation, you know, and a house without a foundation is nothing. So
it's like, it's funny because like I've never, ever in the how many years I've been streaming or watching Twitch or watching YouTube, I've never, ever have bought a streamer's merch. You're the very first one ever. I swear, no, for real. Like, you sold me on the vision and on your community that I wanted to support you without even thinking about, like, hey, you know, you're part of LVI.
Right.
This was when I was just watching you, and you sold me on buying merch. I was like, oh, dude, this is pretty cool merch, but it also supports you.
It represents something more than, you know what I mean? You're representing, you support a streamer, but you're also representing, you know, you're a part of the community, and
yeah.
It means, as corny as it sounds, it means something to put that hoodie on. It's like a mafia thing, you know. And I feel like everybody's got a mafia hoodie. So, and I took into consideration when designing it, like I didn't want it to be streamer merch. I wanted it to be something that you could put on and you could walk down the street and be like, someone would be like, wow, that's really cool. And they would ask you about it. And I've actually had several people tell me that they love it. And I've had people who have nothing to do with the Twitch universe actually purchase the hoodie.
Yep.
So I'm actually very proud of that fact. That went into the thought when designing it. I wanted it to be something that whether you watch the stream or not, you could look at that and be like, I would wear that, you know? So whenever I put my mind to anything merch wise, it's, would I wear this if I didn't watch me? And if the answer is yes, then we go through with it.
I think just like the Nfam hoodies.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when you see an Nfam hoodie or Nfam merch, you see that, oh, that's Nick.
Right.
But at the same time, like,
but even if you had no idea what Twitch was or who Nick Merckx was, you'd be like, that's a really cool shirt. That's a really cool hoodie. And that's so important. And like, if you're a broadcaster, you're a content creator, like, don't just slap your logo on something or just slap your name on something. Like, put some thought and some time and some effort into it. And I'm not saying, like, I'm very proud of my merch, but there's still so much more room for improvement. But I think the thing is so many people, and if I say this and you get triggered, I'm sorry, but it's just me trying to help you. Don't just put some fucking mascot esports logo on the front of a t-shirt or some fucking jersey and expect people to buy your shit, because there's 100 other things out there just like that. Just take some time, take some thoughtfulness, and just really ask yourself if it's something that you would, if you saw it on a rack somewhere, be like, wow, I really want that shirt, you know? And that's it, you know? And you might look at my merch and be like, this fucking guy is clueless. This shit looks like shit. And that's fine. That's your opinion. But that's my opinion. If you're trying to get into that, that's what I would say.
So, because we have maybe 20 minutes left.
Sorry.
No. I mean, there's a lot to talk.
You're gonna be. I rant, bro. Dude, I'm Portuguese, bro. We talk a lot. You know what I mean?
No, you're good, because we're gonna, you know, you're gonna come back anyways. So it doesn't.
I'm coming back. I'm just kidding. Let's just give me some time. I miss my baby, bro.
So we have a lot of other questions. I mean, from your first sponsor to your current badges, etc.
Let's fucking rapid fire this bitch, bro. Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah. Hit me with some shit. I'll try not to ramble.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Fortnite or COD?
COD.
Why?
Wait. Prime Fortnite.
Said wait.
No. Bro. Okay. All time.
Rapid fire me.
I'm sorry. Okay. Real quick. Okay. All time. Call of Duty, right? Because Call of Duty for me, Call of Duty really sparked that passion for me. But OG Prime Fortnite is the greatest game of all time. Like, Prime Fortnite Season 3, Season 4, Season 5 was the greatest video game of all time. Not just because of how good the game was, but because of what it brought to gaming and how much it brought people together and how much it put gaming and esports on the fucking scene. So it's a 50-50 on that, but I lean towards COD all time for legacy. But OG Fortnite, there is never a game that'll top it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. He's like, hit me with rapid fire, bro.
I know, but dude, I'm a passionate human being. Like, that needs way more context. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
started streaming a lot of Fortnite and MLB, correct?
Yes, that were my first two games that I really streamed, for sure. MLB is really, really good. I'm not like super big into watching baseball, but I love playing the MLB franchise and I love watching playoff baseball. And then obviously Fortnite was Fortnite, and I became addicted.
Okay. Then your first sponsor was Opsy or Blind Barber?
No, I wish Blind Barber. Leo, Blind Barber, if you watch this, bro, I use your product exclusively. My hair smells good, looks good, amazing. Especially right now, I've been all day in this Vegas dry heat. Look at this shit. I love you. Sponsor me. No, but OPC was like my first sponsor. But it was really like, like the affiliate marketing thing. But like, I loved their chair and like, I thought it was a really comfortable chair and it was a pretty easy partnership. I hit them up and they were like, yeah, we'd love to have you on board. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I signed up for the affiliate marketing thing and, we sold a couple chairs and I mean, like I said, it was a good company. They unfortunately went out of business because of COVID. But, I think that all good things come to an end. And also, I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason, and it led me to my next chair sponsor, which was Respawn, and they have good chairs and they treat me well, and so I think that every sequence of events happens for a reason. So I'm sorry to the guys over at OPC. I got to know a lot of you guys. You're good people, and hopefully they're all at good companies and they're enjoying themselves. This is not quick. I'm sorry. I'm a passionate fucking human being.
Listen. Okay,
I have to explain.
How did it feel getting shouted out by Fortnite?
It was amazing. It was one of the dopest moments of my career. I've never been more excited. It was amazing. I loved it.
Current sub badges appeared October 23rd, 2018. Your current sub badges.
Yeah. What about them?
Did you have old sub badges? Or was it always FishBurgers?
It was always FishBurgers, but they started to evolve and get better.
Did you design them?
No, I had the idea. And then I said, this is what I want, and let's turn it into a ruby and diamond and gold and all that shit.
Okay, your current sponsor is G Fuel, correct?
G Fuel. I love G Fuel.
Use code FishBurger.
Use code FishBurger. G Fuel takes very good care of me. We just want our own shaker.
That leads me to my next question. How does it feel that you won G Fuel Royale?
It is, again, it's like the Fortnite thing. It's one of the greatest feelings of my life. I've been a part of G Fuel for almost 3 years now. And, it's been a company that since day one, regardless of my size in terms of community, viewership, all that shit, they've treated me like I'm the top of G Fuel. You know what I mean? That's the way they look at you and that's the way that they make you feel. And to me, I feel like when you think of like companies in esports, I think one of the first things that comes to your head is G Fuel. It's synonymous with esports. And for me to have my own shaker with a company that is synonymous with esports is a huge thing for legacy, and legacy is important to me. Like, where do you when everything is over, what's left? It's what people remember of you. And as crazy as it sounds, to have a G Fuel shaker to me is a huge legacy move, and it's an incredible honor. And I'm so thankful for G Fuel for even giving me the opportunity. So and thank you to my community for gassing the fuck out of those tweets.
Congratulations, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
I will kiss you right now if you keep doing that to me. Jesus Christ. This man looked at me in my soul and said, congratulations, by the way. Woo!
Okay, so my last and final question. I don't know if you...
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you have one?
Okay.
So my last and final question. So on March 17th, 2020, you posted on Instagram, I got all this on Instagram, your first Warzone post saying...
Damn, you went and did a deep dive.
You said... I'm the best sniper in the game.
Oh,
I remember the fucking clip.
So
I was on top of TV station.
There's no actual lies here.
So I was on it was TV station, right? And I hit this dude off of an ATV, and then I hit a dude in the mountain. Correct?
So I'm gonna ask you a question.
Me. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Warzone.
Yep.
Question mark.
Yep.
Good. Bad.
Warzone is the greatest, worst BR of all time. It is the greatest battle royale of all time.
Elaborate.
But it also is complete dog shit. And the reason is because it's Call of Duty, which is, in my opinion, the best first-person shooter ever. And you put that into a BR. And they put it into a free BR where everybody could play, unlike Blackout, which Blackout had a good opportunity. I wish it would have been free to play. And they nailed the armor system. I thought that I personally think that the map outside of downtown was pretty solid, but it's horribly optimized. It's incredibly intensive on your CPU. No matter, I have a 3080 and I have a pretty good CPU, and I can still barely pump out like above 120 frames per second, right? So you get those constant issues. The servers are atrocious. Hit detection is atrocious. Skill-based matchmaking is a fucking joke. There is no true rank system. I can go on and on for days about the things and the issues that I have. A lot of broken weapons that take a long time to address. And the biggest thing of all, we had a year, almost 2 years in a game that was run rampant with cheaters. Horrible, horrible cheating. And there was no anti-cheat. And there was no, and they gave no communication, no clarification as to if there ever was going to be. And you had people winning money in tournaments who were cheating. So greatest BR I've ever played, and also the worst, biggest shit show of a BR I've ever played. And I'm excited for this new update.
I was about to say, are you excited for the new
Ricochet?
Pacific?
I can't wait.
Well, yeah. Well, Ricochet is the anti-cheat that's going to come with the Pacific map. I'm very excited because A, the map won't have fucking downtown, that goddamn forsaken place. And the thing is with this map, from what I've seen, it appears like there's no like big buildings that people can just kind of camp down on. And that was the good thing with Blackout. Blackout didn't really have more than like 2-story maps.
Blackout was okay. Everyone hated Blackout, right?
I didn't hate Blackout.
Bro, Blackout was one of the best Call of Duty BRs.
This is one of the best BRs,
dude. It was so everyone's hated it
because there was too many things at first, and they lost their audience. Again, $60 to play the BR, dude. They should have made the BR free to play off rip. Secondly, the armor system, it took them forever to figure out a good armor system, and that got so many people upset, and that was the problem. And the looting system, okay, listen, Blackout was phenomenal, but the looting was atrocious. It was just bad.
Bro, how do you expect that? You know, how can people expect a good BR in Call of Duty when there was the first BR in Call of Duty
and
history?
That's fine. And they did figure it out, but it was too late. And I think if it was free to play, they would have had a resurgence. So that's where they made the mistakes. Blackout was good. The map was perfect. And the best part of the map for me was, again, there wasn't a lot of places where you could be up on like 3rd, 4th, 5th stories and just and like with one entry point. And it just, the thing is, with Warzone, with Modern Warfare came Warzone, and Modern Warfare gave us the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest Call of Duty engine we have ever had.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they also gave us this is when they really, in my opinion, aired in the generation of, we are going to embrace everybody can have fun. And I get that, because from a marketing standpoint, you need to have a large player base. But they really they encouraged campy, just really baby hand holding play styles.
Yep.
And that's where Modern Warfare 2019 could be the greatest Call of Duty multiplayer of all time if they just would have not catered to that playstyle and gave us some better maps. And then Warzone, again, they catered to that playstyle, unfortunately. So
I think Warzone, dude, I think no matter what they say about the cheating or hacks or whatever, right? They do such a phenomenal job putting the stories together from old school Black Ops, Black Ops 1, World at War, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare series into one whole game. What Call of Duty Mobile is right now is what we're potentially getting in Warzone.
That's what I've said for a long time. Call of Duty Mobile, if we had that on PC and console, would be the greatest thing ever. I've always said that. So,
I think they would sell a lot more if they made Call of Duty Mobile as just the game to play.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, just Call of Duty. They will sell a lot more than releasing one every single year. I think what they're doing with Warzone is perfect, because all they're doing is updating the maps, giving you new operators, and giving you new guns.
Yeah.
That's all we ever asked for. And then multiplayer, you just put it back to where Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, that play style.
Which is, I feel like we've got that with Vanguard. I haven't got a chance to talk about it much, but Vanguard, I think they did a great job with it. There's some things they could change, and there's some broken weapons. I'm enjoying the shotgun very much. But it feels like I'm playing a World at War remaster. And it's on the greatest Call of Duty engine. It's on the Modern Warfare engine. So I love Vanguard, and I know somebody's going to watch it like, fucking Vanguard sucks, bro. I think it's good. Give it a chance.
Well, that's all the questions I had. Are you good?
I thought you had another question.
Can I check your bank account?
My bank account? You're gonna be depressed.
Oh, fuck. How much money do you
Well,
make?
dude, the thing is, like, I mean...
No, you don't have to answer that.
First off, I'm not going to dive into that, but, you'd have to check my PayPal account. That's really that's what I use. So.
All right, here's my question then. Can we go in the back and find out?
Find out about my PayPal?
About other stuff we talked about before.
Should we cut this camera out?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Is this OnlyFans? This is what's happening?
You can find the OnlyFans on LarryFishBurger 2025.
2025. We're holding you.
Listen, bro. That 2025 is coming. I'm going to delete that link, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset.
All right, before we close.
Yeah, you guys have final statement. Because we went through rapid fire quick there, but we're
final statements.
It's called rapid fire.
Yeah, that's what I call rapid.
Yeah, we did good.
Final statements. Where can the audience find you? Can you go ahead and plug yourself, bro?
At LarryFishBurger on everything except for Facebook.
So
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon. If you guys want to support, I just started a Patreon. You can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $3 a month, and it doesn't take 50% of my revenue like Twitch does. So it's a really good way to support your favorite streamer. And I put out at least one video a week, as well as like I put like I'll put early links to my YouTube content that comes out, so you get early access to that. You know, when I shaved my beard and just went to a mustache, Patreon was the first people to see it. So stuff like that. You just get behind the scenes stuff. You get exclusive videos, more like kind of like 10-minute podcast thoughts, where like I just put my thoughts into a 10-minute video. So overall, it's a really good place to get some extra content. So LarryFishBurger on Patreon if you want to support. It's a really good way to do it. And also I give consulting on there, because I feel like one of my biggest strong points is helping people with I've had people build like their brands, their streaming brands, their logos, all sorts of stuff. I figured, you know, I might as well, they say if you're good at something, you should never do it for free. So I also have consulting on Patreon. If you're a streamer who wants to help build their brand, you're not sure what's going on, I have that on Patreon too. So
perfect. And all those links will be in the description below. That is it. Larry, episode 2 is finished. Thank you so much for coming on board, bro.
Thank you for flying me all the way to Las Vegas for this episode.
Thank you for enduring everything.
This was great. I had a good time.
Viva Las Vegas, guys.
Viva Las Vegas.
Make sure you like.
With the top 5 Kanye hater.
All right. Make sure you like. Hey,
real quick though, do you really mean the top? He's not in your top 5?
No, I'm just messing
with
you.
Okay, I was going to say,
much
like,
for listening.
Even
I
if
hope you guys
hate
tune
Kanye
into the next episode. Everyone is great. I love you all.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, or you find us on all audio podcasts like Spotify, iTunes.
Anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're here.
Follow it. Okay.
So thank you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Love you so much.